right. Doing probably the earliest live stream I have done. Only 4:45 here in Utah. Looks like I need to refresh this. Restart. There we go. Now we can see the cursor. All right. It is Wednesday the 18th. I am still coding as if the app is going to release on October 1st. For iOS, it should. For Android, that's probably not going to happen. I'm sending out another email tomorrow to everyone that's on the email newsletter. But Google has a new, I say new, I think they implemented it earlier this year, but a new requirement where you have to have at least 20 testers on a specific track, testing track on Google Play. And those testers have to frequently use the app for 14 days. And until you do that and have that requirement fulfilled, Google won't let you release your app on Google Play. I'm not sure why Google did that. To me, Apple was always kind of the stricter of the two. I've never developed for Google, but just knowing what I do about Apple versus Android, it seemed like Apple was more the nitpicky controlling company as opposed to what Google was doing with Android. But evidently, like 6 months ago, that flipped. So Apple is pretty efficient with their reviews. Google is not, and they have this requirement. That's why the last update that went out, Apple testers got it about 4 days, 3 days, 3 days before Google testers did. And it was one line of code that changed, but Apple took 30 seconds to review it, and Google took 3.5 days. And it doesn't look like Google's going to change. So I apologize to Android testers. I was not aware of that requirement before I decided on the launch date. So I'll apologize for that. Hopefully, and I'm going to include it in the email tomorrow. But hopefully we can hit those 20 testers soon. Have them use it for 2 weeks, and Throw with the Pros won't be far behind Apple. Trying to get signed in here. It is being quite strange. I don't think it says, it does this most streams where it says there's a chat. I don't think there's actually a chat currently. I don't think there's anyone watching. But there's a chat box that I can pull up, and I'm trying to actually log into that to make sure that that's functioning properly, just in case. I don't want to miss something. We'll see if this works. Come on, you can do it. I'll be doing that kind of on the side, I think. So strange. It's just not moving overly quick. We are going to be testing on the iOS simulator. Just because the Android one's taking up so much memory. But long-winded complaint about Google. Neither here nor there. Today, we are going to be working on continuing to make the app a little bit more of a finished product. So title of the stream, we've got new page designs and new discs. Spent the past couple days making these. The page designs didn't take so much time. Discs took a little while. But I think they look pretty decent. So we're going to start with the page designs. I've got a folder here, new page wallpapers. And these are all pages in the app that currently don't have a screen that we're going to be adding. The one thing that I would love to be able to do is actually test Tour Life. I'm hoping that I don't need to pull up the Android simulator for this. What I might do is We're going to add this in there just so we're not actually checking for the Pro subscription. And then hopefully this way I can actually test Tour Life without waiting. We'll find out. Give me the reload. Maybe we're going. It's been a little bit slow. It's okay. There we go. Tour Life. Sweet. Now why is Tour Life not being shown? The tutorial. Interesting. So let's go up here. Taking a little bit of a detour here, making sure that Tour Life is actually working. Queue tiers unlocked, sponsors unlocked. You've unlocked Tour Life. 22 is equal to true. And so this one's checking too. I see. So we can add this. Same spelling issue. All right, so now we should get the tutorial. And then it should load. Looks like YouTube is being a little slow. There we go. So now we've got the tutorial, dismiss, and Tour Life is accessible. Love that. Take me to the second one. Let's make sure my spacing is right here. 20. 20. Give me a little bit more spacing there. Perfect. Saying YouTube isn't responding. Just double checking to make sure that we're actually rolling here. Okay. Seems like it's just an internet issue. It'll pick back up. So anyways, we're going to be adding some new page layouts. So probably just go mostly in order here. Well, I say mostly in order. Not quite. We're going to start with the courses menu. So the first one we're going to do is when you come to courses, this page currently just has a white background. This is going to be the first one that we add in. So let me go here and make sure that I'm doing this properly. Copy that box decoration, and then we need to go to the courses menu. Where is it at? Up here, courses menu. Go to the top of the view, and then we're going to wrap this in a container and throw this in there. Now if I reload this, we should at least get the stats view, so let me make sure we've got that in there. Hopefully we're still rolling here. Courses? Yeah. All right. So this is not the view we're looking for. I just want to make sure that was working. What we're going to do here is go up to our page backgrounds. And we're going to drop all of these in here. Courses menu, we're going to rename courses menu. And then we'll come here, page background, courses menu. I don't think this is going to work. Oh, it did work. Nice. All right. So that's one. All of these will be subject to change, but for at least the time being, this is going to be our course's background. Looks a little more festive. Why is this struggling so much? Close everything out. We should be good. Let me do a quick... I don't think that should be causing any issues. All right, so that's the courses menu. Next one we're going to do is the global list. So let's do the same thing here. We should still have that decoration copied. Let's go to, back up to courses, global courses. To our view right here. Wrap this whole view in a container. What is going on here? I just need to restart my whole computer, but obviously I'm not going to do that right now. Page background, we come up here. I'm doing these one at a time just so I make sure I don't miss one. Global courses. Global courses. Give me a reload. I have to do a restart on this one. Man, it is so slow. Hopefully this is at least somewhat watchable. Let me do a double check here. Make sure that we're actually streaming. That it's at least putting something up. Even if it's a little slower. I don't think I have any viewers right now, so as long as it's at least going to be clean after the fact, that's more important. Channel. Go mute the desktop audio so we don't hear this. Strange. So it's still giving me an error on my end, but it seems like it's streaming just fine. I can at least pull it up. I wonder if there's a way to just reload that. I don't know. We'll just let it rolling and see. Well, let's try this. Let's try a little refresh. Did it do it? We'll see if that does anything. I did not do the restart yet. Let's go do that. So we're going to throw all these page backgrounds in, and then I'm going to jump over to the discs, and we'll add those in. Unable to load asset page backgrounds. Did I call it something else? Global courses. Huh. Courses. That's unique. I don't know what that issue is there for. It's clearly there. Let's try one more refresh. It's the exact same way I did the last one. It should work. Exact same way I've done every page background so far. Go away. Same thing, still nothing. If I go here, If I copy a different page background, like is an issue specifically with the file? Yeah, it is. Page backgrounds. Global. Like, I'm pretty sure this is exactly what it was before, but global courses. I'm not sure what this error is, but nothing is overflowing. We can look at that later. That shouldn't have anything to do with this. But I'm still getting this error at the bottom. Exception caught by image resource. Page backgrounds, global courses. It is the exact same thing as the other pages. Stats. Pops up. Global courses. Pops up. Like what is different about that? The courses one worked, right? Courses worked. Is there anything different I did there? Assets, page backgrounds. So instead of courses menu, global courses. Try one more time, but I think it's just going to kick me back to the main menu because it can't load it. Asset not found. That's so interesting. Fairly confident at this point that I just need to restart the app to get that one to load. Page backgrounds. It's in there. Okay, let's move on. We'll try another one. We'll come back to global courses. Let me copy this in again. Next one we can do add course. Right? I think. Was I intending to use... Let's pull this up. I think maybe I use that for all of those. We'll try that. To add a course, so the next page we're going to do is this one. Go down to that code, add a course, and then same thing we've been doing here. Refractor, container, decoration. And we'll go rename it up here. Can't find. This is quite the unique issue we're encountering here. Let's see if it does it for this one too. I didn't have this issue with any of the other page backgrounds. I guess it makes sense that the second I would try to actually stream it, it would not work anymore. Fitting. Unable to load asset. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the code in for all of these, and then we're just going to restart the app and we'll go back and visit them. My thought is that that's going to fix the issue. We'll find out. Add a course. We're going to go add holes, do the same thing. That's not what I wanted to do. Vector, container, decoration, add a course, that one's good. Save that, and then add course review. It'll be the same thing. Vector, container, copy in the background. All right, so add courses should be good. Next one, base tournament leaderboard. Okay. So we'll just call this tournament leaderboard. Let's get rid of this, get rid of this, and then we'll go up here to the tournament leaderboard file and keep doing the same thing. Right. I think it should be this one here. And this one will be tournament leaderboard. Oh, don't do that. Okay, so we got tournament leaderboard done. Next one we can do is round finished. Let's edit that. Okay, round finished is good, and then we'll go back down to the file. It's a little annoying that I can't just view these after each iteration, but it just wasn't having it for some reason, so oh well. Let's get rid of that color, and then do this. Quite slow today. Round finished. Okay. And then we have tournament finished. Do the same thing here. Tournament finished screen. That'll be right here. Add in the container again. Copy the image. Rename the file. I intended for this to be a little bit more exciting so that we could view the new page after each update, but it just isn't working. All right, and then we've got 4 tour live screens. So we'll go the main menu first. Unwrap this. Copy the box. Live main menu. Name tour live main menu. We'll rename these tour life schedule. Tour life settings. And tour life standings. Okay. Main menu is good to go. And then let's go down to schedule. Wrap it, and then put our new file name in here. Life schedule. And then tour life standings. Whoa. Yeah, I was gonna say that's just it having a moment there. Go through this again. We got 2 more, including this one. Container, and then this is the standings. And then the settings. Tour life settings. Okay. And then hopefully we don't need most of these open. So I'm gonna go close them out. Maybe it'll speed things up a little bit. Let's stop it. Just needed to do something there. Is it an issue if it's not copying the assets over? Except for on app launch, that could be an issue. You would hope that's not the case. I guess what in the app? Let's go check here. What in the app is actually downloading the assets? Or is it just every single time? Like if I launch the app and add a new asset, it should, the new update should include that asset, right? To me that makes sense. That should be how it works. It would be silly that you could just never add another asset to an app once it's launched. So we'll assume that's not the case. Honk honk. All right, we're letting it run here. Hopefully this pops up and the new backgrounds are working. It's taking its time though, as it does. It's all right. As long as this works, we'll come in here and add all of these new disk graphics in. So hopefully it works, because I would like to do that. My Mac is not plugged in right now. That's probably not helping. We'll see if that speeds things up a little bit. We're plugged in now. Maybe, maybe not. Well, seems like it's already going a little bit better on my end. It is Flutter's a little bit slower to run the app on an iOS simulator than it is the Android simulator. But that's okay, because the iOS simulator uses, what, something like 2% or 3% of the memory that the Android simulator does? At least for my laptop. Oh, there we go. It is strange. I don't know why the courses menu worked, but these did. Anyways, new global list background. Doesn't look too bad. New add a course background. That looks pretty cool. I like that one. I'll go through and update some of the text so everything's a little more visible. Button layouts will change. Button designs will change. To probably be a little bit closer to what I have on the main menu currently. But I like that. What else did we do? I know we did the tour life pages. Oh, and then the leaderboard tournament finished. Oh, don't do that. Let's go look at those real quick. Didn't do tournament creation. I should do one for this. We'll keep that in mind. Easy. Let's just do MA4XC tier. Alright. I don't dislike that. It's darker, but that's kind of what I wanted it to be. It's still meant to just be kind of an aside. You know, you want to focus on the leaderboard. Let's go. Let's throw a couple aces in there just for fun. Do a par. Finish with the bogey. Finish the round. I do kind of like that. Idea here is that you were just kind of looking at a clubhouse. I think everything about this is great. The text just needs to be black. But I like it otherwise. Finish tournament. Yeah. That's the new tournament finish screen. Kind of like that too. I don't have a new background for the details page yet. This is just gray. Less inclined to change that one at the moment, but I do like this. Previously, this screen and the round finish screen were just black. Just a black background. So I do like this. A little bit of color. And it looks pretty good. And then let's go look at Tour Life. This is just going to be a quick season setup. But we're going to check out the main menu. This is the main menu. I really like that. That's probably one of the ones I'm most excited about. Let me go. As you can tell, I haven't adjusted anything, including like the text with Tour Life. Haven't changed that at all yet. Tour Life is going to be lagging a little bit behind the rest of the app, but it also won't be unlockable for anyone until you progress a little bit further in the app. So I'm okay with that being the last thing. Height 50. I don't want that. What was it? I think the courses menu has the right one. We can go use this as an example. No, that's the same thing. Global. Same thing. Leaderboard? This. That is what I wanted. Tour Life main menu. All I'm trying to do here is to bump this up. There's a big space up here at the top. I don't want that to be that big. Go to the trophy room just so I can copy these two things in here. Which goes here. Yeah, bumped it up. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. Let's do the settings first. Pretty good. This needs the exact same thing. I'll just do these since it's a real quick thing while I'm looking at it. Doesn't have screen height, so we need to copy this in there. Let that update. Go and bump this up. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go to the standings. Less in love with this one, but it's not bad. It is at least something. And a lot of these will likely change within the next month or two. Maybe not before launch, but shortly after. Let's go do the same thing here. Standings. Do already have this. This just needs to be this. Bump it up. Thank you. And then schedule. I do like this one. So one thing I am going to do, I think I've discussed this in a previous live stream. I'm going to have posters for every event that will go in here. So these won't be empty boxes. Yeah, so these will be covered up, but we'll go do this last update here. Bump these up. Okay. So I think that is it for the page backgrounds. We did the course, tournament leaderboard, global event finished, tour live tournament finished. All right. So those are our new page backgrounds. And now it's time to do discs. So currently, and I will go ahead and buy these just so we can see them. These are doubled up, so every disc is going to have a description, just like this does right here. I haven't put in the descriptions yet, so I just have the flight numbers in here as a placeholder. Those will obviously go away. I'm going to buy them so that they are visible in the bag, like so. So now when I update it, we can go check it out pretty quickly. So let's go in here to our assets, page backgrounds, and then instead of these placeholders, we are going to drop in an absurd number of files. I did make them as small as possible. The app should still be relatively small in size. The page backgrounds will take up a little bit, but my hope is that the whole app is under 100 megabytes. I do want to replace starter pack. So I did update all discs have a new design. And then I updated the design for the starter pack as well. So when you restart the app, it asks you to buy the starter pack. I think I'm already past that on my phone, or else I would show it in the webcam. I am. So you buy the starter pack, and that's what unlocks this view. Let me go ahead and unlock that. That one doesn't matter. But that has a new look. And then all of these discs are going to get a new look as well. So to get those in, and this might be a thing where I need to restart the whole app again. We'll find out. Preview images and then full images. So the preview images are what you see here. And then the full images are when I click on it, what's going to be shown. And I have new ones for each. And so what we will need to do is go on disk names. Where do I have that? All right, disk names here, just to make sure I'm putting the right files in the right order. So we've got, in the first one, Rook, Breezer, Feather, Missile. So this is going to be Rook portion. Make sure I'm calling them the right thing. Yep. Breezer portion. Feather portion. And missile. Just to test it. This is probably gonna have to be a restart. I'm gonna restart it here. We're just gonna do a quick test run, make sure it's looking as it's supposed to before I go crazy and add all of them. Come on. It is at least running smoother since I plugged the Mac in. That was a pretty rookie mistake on my part. Yeah. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So it's Rook, Breezer, Feather, Missile in order. Love that. All right, I think I'm just going to keep doing this one bag at a time just to make sure it's working. Stickler, Tortoise, Hook, Brute. Stickler. Tortoise. Hook. And Brute. And I'm just typing in the file names here. Evergreen, Stone, and Stream. And each bag does have, not a theme, is not the right way to put it, but the disc designs are consistent with each bag. So in the first bag, they're all going to be fairly plain discs. The idea is that they're kind of just base plastic. This is going to be like a second tier. They're all going to have different colored rims, which will look a little bit cooler. And then the last one, the disc designs are going to have some fades, some color transitions to them, a little more translucent. I think they look pretty decent. But we're going to run these portions and then make sure that these look right. At least a faster restart there, which is great. That is interesting. So obviously that second bag doesn't look how I want it to look. I assume the sizing is different and that's what's causing the issue. We can tweak that a little bit. The discs are all in there though, no issues with loading, so we'll move on. And then I'll do some adjusting at the end. Gene, backup gene, hover and plug. Gene portion. Backup gene portion. Hover. Plug. Shelling coast pivot iron. Shelling coast pivot. And iron. And these are disk names were already in the app, but what I'm typing in here, these are obviously the disk names. Ovation pinhole order cycle. Ovation order. Saya Daybreak Being. Daybreak Being. Tell you what was hard was coming up with disk names that hadn't already been used. There's so many disks nowadays. And I don't have collector's disk designs yet. We are holding on those. Something tells me that I'm going to have a similar issue with this bag that I am with this one currently. But that's okay. We can always account for that. I may have to up some or adjust some disk sizes as well. It looked like they were not all overly consistent, which still seems to be true. Not far off, but not super close either. We'll have to open those and make them consistent. I don't necessarily hate this if it was flat on the ground. The fact that it's not that doesn't help. So I think, because I'm excited to show the full disc, but I'm going to go ahead and get this fixed first. And then we will move on. Full image names we'll hide for a second. So disk offsets is going to be a part of the issue here. I guess disk preview sizes. 45 by 318. So I wonder if I go to the first one here. Let's reveal in Finder and then open it up. And then I wonder if I just make that size match what I said it was in here. Horizontal 376 by 133. 376 by 133. And do I just need to do that for all of them then? If I open it again, did that change actually save? 376 by 133. Okay. So this is not going to be overly exciting, but I'm going to go do the same thing for all of them here. I do need shop open just so I can see these dimensions. So this one needs to be 45 by 318. Okay. .376 by 133. They're all pretty close, but you can see they're a little bit off on the proportion, and I think that's what's causing my issue here. That if I match the size with the placeholders that I had previously, that I will have it fixed then. 45 by 318. Okay. .45 by 318. And I do still have the original files. Hopefully that this just works, fixes the issue, and then we don't have to mess with it. But in case it doesn't, I do have the original files, so we can always revert back and try another approach. I don't want to adjust the color. 45, 318. This is very exciting. Glad that I'm streaming this. This has got to be gripping. Main portion. You're kind of getting a little preview here at what the discs are kind of going to look like. 45 by 318. 376 by 133. 376. The horizontal ones are really close. Vertical ones were a bit off. 133. 376. 133. 45 by 318. 376 by 133. I was kind of hoping that maybe one of them would be the right size, but clearly whatever I did was not overly consistent between them. It'll be worth it. Once they're in the app, they'll look cool. This is worth it. This is worth it. I spent so much time making all these graphics myself. I am not a graphics expert. But I also refuse to pay anyone to do them. I don't really mind it myself either. I like being able to put out the app and know that I did it. Having some control over what the at least initial appearance is going to be. Eventually the thought is that if the app becomes successful enough, there may be potential for some sponsorships tied to disc bag sponsors, etc. within the app. But right now, obviously that's not the case, so we are advertising the Throw with the Pros line of discs. Plug 76. Oh, that one was so close. One off. There's not too many left, I swear. Oh, shoot. There we go. Starter pack. I'm forcing the size there. Okay, so we shouldn't need to adjust this one. Steckler. By 318. Almost there. Almost there. And so once this is done, we'll restart the app. And then hopefully those preview images all look right. Last one. Sweet. Okay. So now hopefully we can do a restart and things look right. Oh, already looking much closer there. Let's go back. Shop. Pretty close. These ones are still a little off. Everything else is very close. These ones look perfect. I wonder why these look off. I think they're actually all the same. It's just these two have different colors that make them a little harder to see. But I think they are otherwise close. I'm going to leave this as is for now. That looks pretty good. Disc offsets I'm going to change slightly just because... Where did it go? In the third bag. I can zoom this a little bit. The plug, this yellow disc, is sitting a little bit lower than I want it to. So let's just try bumping all these back one and seeing if this has the desired effect. I think I have to do the reset again. It is slightly closer, but not quite. Let's go one more. Getting there. That looks good. I like that. I just want it to be within the black boundary. These look pretty good. This one could probably be bumped back one. 4.3. Let's go 4.2. Any others I want to change? These could all maybe be 1 or 2 lower. 6.5. Let's go 6.7. And then we'll do a restart and go look at those two. So looking at the red one here, and then these discs, I want these to be lower, red one to be a little bit higher. This is just a variable I set up here. This is controlling the offsets from the center of each bag that each disc is placed at. That looks perfect. Those do look much better. They could even go slightly lower still. I think that looks pretty good. I like the colors. All right, I think it is time for the whole disk images. Show these off for the first time. Screen height times full disk size, and those should be solid squares. Size 0, full disk size 1. Where did I change that at? Full disk size. The same one. Okay. That should be good. All right, so now all we need to do is go to the names. What I'm going to do here is just copy and paste these because these are all the same except for the portion that we will remove. So we'll copy and paste these into bag number 2. And these are bag number 3. I'm quite excited to see these. And so what we're doing right here is adding actual disk images in for each of these. Okay. All we have to do here is take out the portion part of each file name. And then we should be good to go. This is also slightly tedious, but it's certainly going to go faster than adjusting all of the sizes. And we shouldn't have to adjust any sizes with the full images. These are just squares, so there is less of a need. No data. Am I just completely not streaming right now? What's going on? I'm double checking the stream here to make sure that it's working as intended. That's so strange. I don't know. I think it's just my display having issues. The stream may not be the fastest, but it was showing me that the stream had just stopped. And then I pull it up on Safari, and the stream is definitely not stopped. We're still rolling. So we'll go back to doing this, removing portion from each name. And then ideally with these, we just do a restart, and we have some lovely discs to look at. And I'll go through each bag to show them off. These could be where your discs go. They're where my discs are going right now. Preview images, we can hide. Full name images, we can hide. I'm excited. All right, we'll go in order. Bag number 1. So we've got the rook, so each disc has a name, a little graphic. So we've got the rook, so each disc has a name, a little graphic, and then its flight numbers right below it. The Breezer. These could actually be a little bit bigger. Before I show the rest off, I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. Full disk size. I don't know how 2.1 came. Let's go 2.5. Let's see how big that is. And just in case those numbers were important, I'm going to do this. Okay. Let's go back to that first bag. Check on these. That's better. They could definitely still be bigger. I've got room to work with here. I just want to make sure that they are clearly visible. This is also, let's hold my phone up to the screen here to get an accurate depiction of how big this is going to be. Yeah, all right. Even bigger, I think, just because of that. Because that is tiny. Last one, hopefully. As long as this looks okay, I'll make the simulator bigger again. I think that's better. We'll leave that for now. All right. Zooming back out. So these are the four discs in the basic bag. Missile, Feather, Breezer, and the Rook. I think that was always intended to be the Breezer. Maybe it was the Breeze at some point and a disc already existed with that. All right, that's bag number 1. Bag number 2. So we've got the Stickler. And so these ones all have colored rims. The Tortoise. The Hook. The Brute. The Evergreen. The Stone. And the Stream. Those look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. This is way more than I did in the first rendition of Throw at the Pros. These discs took me a little while to do all the icons, the colors, pick the fonts, edit the files. Some editing included here. All right, last bag. So we got the Gene. These ones will all have a little bit of this translucent fade to them. So we got the Gene. The descriptions will be added in the future. They're not in there yet, but once again, that's why the flight numbers are here. Then we've got the backup Gene. So the way this is kind of intended to be set up is this is like your starter bag. This one's like the starting to buy your discs and figure out what you like. And then this is like the tournament player's bag. So we got the umbrella, the retriever, towel, etc. Every tournament player, you've got to have 2 putters. So we've got the Gene, the backup Gene. Gene's the name of the putter, obviously. And they do unlock different things. So I've already bought them so you can't see. But the Gene and backup Gene both unlock different tiers of tournaments. We can actually go double check that real quick. And I can tell you what they unlock. What disc unlocks. So the Gene unlocks the A tier for MA3 and the backup Gene unlocks the B tier for MA2. So yeah. So we've got the Gene. Next we've got the Hover. The Plug. The Shelling. Man, I do really like these. The Coast. Pivot. Iron. Ovation. Order. Pinhole. Cycle. Saya. Daybreak. Being. Windkiller, and Jailbreak. That went exactly as I had hoped it would. Quite happy with that. That was all I intended to do. The disc part went pretty easy. I think I've only been streaming for an hour or so. Maybe we can jump over to the trophy room real quick. See what we can figure out there. Trophy room. Get rid of the shot. Ooh, I might sneeze. Trying to hold it in. It's back in the profile. We've got the trophy rune. So what I'm trying to do right now is get it to where you earn trophies. That works. I want this on display to actually pull the trophy up here. That's the current goal. If index is equal to 1. New trophy display, new list. Might have a little bit too much going on here. That's okay. So this is the code for the toggle here that's showing up underneath each trophy for this. Hidden. MA4XC tier. Hidden. On display. That's interesting. So it's taking twice for it to update trophy displayed. And it is actually saving that. That makes sense. Trophy displayed provider, new trophy displayed. If new list does not contain new list add. New trophy displayed is equal to trophy displayed. Trophy is equal to true. Index is equal to 0. Huh. So it should be working faster than that. Is it just taking a while? Is that what's... No, that's not the issue. Then I do it the second time and it works. So it's this issue, actually. Huh. Alright, I need to tweak the trophy IDs. How do I want to do this? So I've got the trophy IDs just so if trophies have the same name, I can tell the difference between them, which seems like it's working, but I think the issue is the way that I've coded it at tournament finishes. These have the same IDs, or not these. These two trophies have the same ID, which is not intended. They're different tournaments. That's a tweak I need to make on my end, but I think that's what's causing the issue here of updating it. Because it's just not registering. Now it's not registering either. I'll need to look at that on my end, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's create a final here called trophy offsets. And this is going to be our thing that actually displays the trophies on the screen. It's going to mirror what we are already doing for the collector's discs. So I'm going to copy the offsets, at least initially, from this, because this is going to likely be pretty close to what I'm trying to match. Make the formatting nice and consistent there. And I think the way I have this set up is as a stack. Is that what I have here? I do have it as a stack, and then children. So I coded that in, stack, to make sure that I can actually display images on top of each other, which is what we're going to be doing here. Starter pack, not the starter pack. And then here, make sure I have this line in. Children widget, and then we want the trophy case to be first. And then this on top. Which is going to be, whoa, 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 whoa. So I actually did this as multiple stacks. That's interesting. Why did I do that? I may not have even had a good reason for that. Children or widget. We may not need that. I may just need this stack here. So let's just try this. Children. And then I want this align. I don't know if this is going to look as I intend it to look. Alignment directional center. We'll try this. Trophy offsets. So this needs to be a 4 var row equals 0, row is less than 3, row plus plus. Yes, this will work. All right, and then 4 var trophy spot equals 0, spot is less than 3, spot plus plus. I think that should work. Throw our dots in here. And for each one of these, we want this align inside of those for loops. Trophy offsets is going to be row plus 2 times spot. And that's it. 0. We do want that. And so this is the X and Y direction that we're covering here. Why we have the 2 rows. 2 times spot. Don't have disk, and that's a 1. Yeah, so we should go 0. Actually, this should be spot plus 2 times row. To keep them going in order. Asset. And this can be, so here we need to check if the ID actually exists. If displayed list displayed trophies list. How am I initializing that? Let's go back here and go to our trophies file. Displayed trophies list is going to be that single number. So if length is greater than spot plus 2 times row. So if the length is equal to 1, yeah, it needs to be greater than that. Yeah. And then we can throw this a line inside of that if statements. This way we're only showing a trophy if the user actually has 9 trophies they've selected to display, or has X number of trophies they've selected to display. Under trophies, trophy room. How did I go about this? How am I actually showing the trophy, I guess? Return trophy image, that's what I did. Okay. And this is not going to be trophy division, so we need to find the index of the trophy. Final index const trophy index is equal to. So here we're returning the trophy image, and this one we need to int return trophy ID, or just return trophy index and int ID. Index is equal to 0. Actually, it should just be, I'm overthinking this a little bit. Trophy divisions, trophy ID should be 1. That's what the index is going to be. Displayed trophies list. Spot plus 2 times row. And that's going to be our, I think that should be right. Just preview sizes. this one we can do final trophy sizes is equal to, we can start with whatever I did for the collector's disc and then adjust accordingly. Not offsets, disc preview sizes. What's this? That's fairly small. That's probably going to change, but that's okay. Scroll back down here. I don't think we need this. And then this can be trophy sizes. And this just needs to be 0. Yeah. Times trophy sizes. Screen height times trophy sizes 1. And then I can adjust that accordingly as needed. But I think that should be about what I'm looking for. Hate that, but I guess that's okay. Don't put those on new lines. That looks terrible. Width and height. If the displayed list contains that ID. Let's just, and I don't think I need this. Let's just do a restart on that and see what that does. I don't think this works, but the fastest way for me to figure out why it doesn't work is just to run it. Maybe it is going to work. Who knows? It is displaying the trophies. Gotta like that. Trophy offset, so those are dead center. 3, 2, 5, 6, 8. Let's start by making these substantially bigger. I don't think that's going to do the trick. Go and hit the restart there. Profile, trophy room. Whoa, they're bigger. They're much bigger. We did it. All right, that's huge. Let's try this. Once I get these popping up in the right spot, at least I'll probably call the stream there. Not too shabby. I'm not sure why they're in the center. You can mess with that later, but this is going to be the idea, is that you can display your trophies. Do we have a Q-tier trophy? I do have a Q-tier trophy. All right, clearly something is mixed up on the back end, but this is kind of conveying the idea. Still so much to do. That's going to wrap it up for this stream. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, there'll be another email newsletter going out to the entire newsletter list. I'll be sending out a separate email to just the beta testers Friday, Monday, somewhere in between those days. I need more Android testers. As of right now, Throw With The Pros will not be coming out on October 1st for Android. Unless Google changes their requirement, there's just no way that's the case. If I don't get enough testers, it may never come out on Android, which would really suck. That would be a bummer. So hopefully we can figure that out. If you're an Android tester and you're not currently on the right testing track or aren't using it frequently, please do so. That would be doing me a huge favor. The email that goes out tomorrow will have an updated link to to make sure you're on the right track. On that track, I had to change the track because it's a Google requirement, the one that I initially started testing on. Although it still is created by Google, evidently doesn't count towards my 20 testers that I need to launch. So if you know anybody that's a disc golfer and has an Android, please encourage them to help test. All they need to do is to just download the app from Google Play. It's free. And opt in to test it, and then just open it once every couple days, mess around for 2 minutes, and close it. Just so it logs it as a tester. I'd love it if they would test out more of the app, but for the sake of just hitting the 20 requirement so that we can actually launch it, that's what Google is asking for, which is silly because Google does their own full review of the app before I launch anyways, to catch any issues with it. But that's about it. A couple other things I'll highlight real quick, just that I hadn't previously. Maybe I did it in a stream. I think I did it in a stream already. I was going to show off these buttons and then the support buttons, but I think I already did that. So we'll disregard that. Yeah, that'll wrap it up for the stream. Need more testers. But Trophy Room's coming along. We're going to be doing match play for Tour Life, making sure that Tour Life is up and running. And once that's in, we're pretty much there. There's going to be a bunch of minor fixes along the way. I'm sure a couple bugs that'll pop up, but we're kind of cruising towards the finish line here. Big holdups are just going to be review processes from Apple and Google. Apple thus far has been extremely fast. I'm counting on them taking maybe 2 or 3 days for launch. Google will see. But for the last time, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll catch you in the next one.